I was influenced to become a designer at a young age.
When I was younger, I made my own purse out of glue and fabric when I was like 5.
Seeing like movie stars on TV and not liking what they were wearing, so I would like draw them all over and then add what I would think would look better.
My mom was a dressmaker. My mom didn't want to teach me because she was scared that I damaged her sewing machine. I was 12 years at the time.
I do remember I used to cut up the clothes of my Barbie dolls when I was a kid, and I would always make the skirts shorter. I would tie them together or pin them and make them more glamorous. So that was probably a clue that I was going to be into fashion later on.
My collection is called Indestructible Love Revolution, and the title in itself explains a lot without having to state much.
The collection is called Rugged Charm, and it was originally inspired by a lot of the silhouettes of the 1940s, like World War II era.
Inspiration for my collection was kind of like a lamented funeral type of thing, but with a still like edgy, modern look, kind of like a modern Victorian.
My inspiration of my design came from like gypsy, from like kind of like a bohemian look, very relaxed, very easy to wear.
My inspiration for the collection was Korean culture, and most of it was for the Korean handbook, which is a traditional women's clothing that they use for weddings, ceremonies, and others.
I was in this couture daze. I was just totally dazed and confused about couture. So my dress is, it's very bright on the top, and it has some stud detail for the straps. And but the bottom is this black, kind of dark humor sheer at the bottom.
My collection is very Chelsea, as many people in my classes say and people who I've shown it to. I'm inspired by originally the moon and the beauty of the moonrise and how deep violet the sky is.
Mine's the most different one from everybody else's.
I really wanted to do something that would transfer from day to night.
I live in a very modern house, and I'm fortunate to have a bunch of artwork, which is pretty cool. And there's a wall when I walk into my house. It's a big mosaic wall, and part of it's crazy colors with a lot going on, and the other part of it's just black mosaic. And so it's become a part of me. I walk by it every single day. I love it. There's personal pieces within it for my family, and so I decided to do my collection based on that.
Also, the character Ophelia in Shakespeare's Hamlet, and so she just gets completely overlooked, and she ends up drowning in the river, and she has this beautiful death somewhat. So I wanted to recapture Ophelia's character in my collection.
Last night I was putting up my garments next to the wall, and it is awesome. I love it.
The title is called Bohemianism. The definition of that is just a way of life. Once you put the clothes on, I guess, you become the person.
The woman I see in my mind that wears this collection is just a free-spirited woman that has no boundaries into expressing herself.
Be fun, California, no nonsense, kind of maybe a little bit tomboyish, because that's kind of how I am too.
Women who want to be different, they want to be unique, but in a subtle way. I like to keep it simple, but tweak it enough to make it, to make you turn your head.
Someone who is fun, exciting, not shy at all, because you're definitely going to stand out in my pieces.
Sort of like the 40s, the women then were working in factories and stuff, so they would be just ready to lift up a big machine or whatever they needed to do.
I wanted whatever she puts on in the morning to really brighten up her day.
I'm inspired, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't think I have to go looking for it. It's something that's just intuitively oh, I'm inspired by that ugly shoe, or oh, I'm inspired by the homeless person on the street with a trash bag.
One day I dreamed I had belts all around me and I couldn't move, and then the next day I dreamt with wires, and from that I made a design all made of wires. And it wasn't that I dreamt the dress, I just copied the shapes that I had on my dream.
I keep myself inspired by just everyday life, the stuff I'm into. It could be music, colors, an article that I read, a book that I read, someone that I'm obsessed with as far as history.
shoot, after graduation, I'm ready for the real world.
I'm probably hoping to go into somewhat of like a costuming aspect, but I'm not opposed to like a women's wear fashion industry. Hopefully something that, hopefully I'll get a job. We'll start there.
You know what, I haven't figured that out. In the very beginning, I was like set in my way, I'm gonna do boom, boom, boom. But now, like coming so close to graduation, I like menswear. I like children's wear. I like a lot of things. I want to continue with my art.
I'm a very creative person, so I hope I can work for a company that will allow me to put my ideas into reality.
Being a fashion designer is the love of my life.
I don't have a set plan, but I think that's a good plan.
Whatever the world wants, I'll give them.